Take control of your mind and your thoughts and focus on your breathing. Feel the power of you, the real you, controlling your breathing. The real you is always present right now. You are more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine, because you get to focus on the greatest gift ever. Now, your presence, where your attention is being drawn to now, no matter what's going on outside your mind. Feel the power of your breathing. There are astronomical numbers of things going on in one breath. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your determination is. So let's use that power. Let's use that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. Let's use it right now. And let's see ourselves doing the best we can on all the stretches and exercises today in our gym period. Gym. G-Y-M. Grow your mind. And here we are in the gym of life. Growing our minds and growing our bodies. Taking control of what we truly are. Simply being. Human being, the most powerful energy thing in the universe. That's who you really are. So see yourself right now. See it in your mind. Because whatever you see in your mind, you can make real with your eyes open. Everything created with your eyes closed can be made real with your eyes open.
living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band about that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bout that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! It might seem crazy.
Trossard, aiming at the post, Trossard! That's incredible! 4-1 Belgium.
Alright guys, today as we close off with Conor McGregor's great mind, he shares with us his advice that we should all train in martial arts. And for this, to apply it to our lives, I think we have to remember that martial arts, the biggest part of martial arts, is the part of the power of our minds and how we can apply this to live a full, complete, peaceful, and happy life.
Now, the physical part of martial arts is definitely beneficial. And we have to fight the negative sort of stigma or connotation associated with the fighting in the physical sense. It's the discipline aspect that Conor McGregor reminds us of, that sort of dedication that martial arts brings out, that commitment, and the empowerment, the confidence that you get in being in it. And so let's apply the greatest fight, the greatest martial art in control, and that is controlling our mind today and every day. Have a great morning, everyone.
Today, we're going to talk about the way that I look at mindset and resilience. So here's the big thing. Our mindset is included within who we are and our identity. And I'm going to extract for you guys something that I talk and walk through called the Slower Go Identity Grid. And the Slower Go Grid's going to let you see in a simple way, like where you stand right now. Some of you might have heard it before. Maybe you've taken the quiz. Maybe you've not. And hopefully you haven't all heard of it, because that'd be kind of like, oh, I'm going to do the same thing. But I promise, even if you have, I'll give you a little bit more depth to it. So here's what I want you to grasp. We all have the clear understanding of what a mindset is. However, sometimes we may not understand the inner workings of it or who we are with it. And so we're going to break this down today. I'm going to show you how you are essentially one of 4 different kinds of identities harboring certain mindsets. Now, as I tell you this, I want you to grasp, it doesn't really mean that if you see one that's like not perfect, you say like, oh, it sounds like me. It's not the end of the world. That's the beautiful part about who we are. We can always adjust and grow and change, right? We have neuroplasticity in our brains. We can learn new things. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks, no matter what they say. There's a Netflix show I saw about it, just so you know, like really, you can actually teach an old dog new tricks. But we're going to actually teach you guys some cool things. So let's get into this without me talking about it all day. We're going to go over this. Now, in our lives, we always have these different aspects of opportunity and opposition. And to be quite honest, they have this intersection point. They always meet each other if you think about it. There's always this opportunity of something. There's always like but it ain't perfect, right? And I find that as we go through things, we're always trying to figure out like, okay, where do we stand? What do we do? And how do we make the next moments of our lives better? However, how we show up in those moments, those defining moments, those will determine how the next moments are better or not. And so now I'm going to talk you through 4 different types of mental framings and identities that have mindsets to them, right? Of how they think. And I want you to figure out which one you are. So the first one we're going to talk about is a dreamer. Now, think about opportunity and opposition. Now, if I'm a person that when opportunity comes to pass and I sit there and I look at it and I go, oh, it'd be amazing to chase the opportunity, but I go, oh, I don't know if I should, and maybe I can, and I stew on it for too long. What happens, opportunity? It leaves. When I was in college, my college coach, he says, hey, if our opportunity comes knocking at your door, you better open the door, pull him inside, sit him down, get him dinner, make him stay a while. Because if he leaves, we don't know when he's coming back around again. And so the idea is like when opportunity comes, how do you handle it? And some people, we get so apprehensive, we get so processing, we get to the point of just paralyzation by overanalyzation that we don't take opportunity and actually capitalize on it. And at the same time, these same people, they're not really good in opposition. Like when something pops up and rears its head, we question ourselves. My mindset goes, I don't know if I can, if I'm capable, if I'm smart enough. And so what ends up happening is I go, oh, I don't know. And then I end up moving myself back. I find ways to reverse my path. I will make excuses. I will procrastinate. I'll call myself a perfectionist. I'll say, I'm a perfectionist. No, you're just scared of putting it out there. Let's be honest, right? There's this aspect of like the opposition. It makes me feel scared. So what do? I'm always telling people about my dreams. I'm dreaming about this. I'm going to do this. I can do this. I can create this. And an opportunity comes, they go, why didn't you take advantage of it? Oh, well, this happened and I didn't have enough time and I was too busy, or, I didn't know much about it, or you make excuses. And no matter what the excuse, good or bad, it still is an excuse that's stopping you from getting what you want. So that's the first one, a dreamer, someone who doesn't go into the space of taking on opportunity because they're fearful, and those who are not good at tackling opposition. Now, the next person is called a dabbler. A dabbler is someone that says, look, when an opportunity comes up, I'm taking it. Yeah, put me in, coach, buy all the Dogecoin and the different Bitcoin thing. I'm buying all of it. Let me go do it, right? And then maybe it's not that, but maybe it's opportunities that come rise and they go after them full speed. They invest in these things. They buy these things. They go and start these processes. They do stuff, but here's what happens. The moment opposition comes, they shut down. It's too hard. I don't know how to do this. I'm a little bit fearful. I'm scared. And what I do is I pull myself away. I may have started down that path. The moment it got hard, I stopped my progress and I stayed stagnant or went backwards. This happens for a lot of people. They try I want to do live streams and I want to do webinars and I want to write this book. And then I go, it's opportunity to do something. And all of a sudden it gets hard and I go, oh, I don't want to do this. I pull away. And these are what we call the dabblers or shiny object people. Sound familiar? A little bit, maybe. You might even be able to say, that sounds like me. I try things a lot. I'm excited about new things. And people are like, they're around my life. They'll maybe consistently see I'm always excited about something new. Every week it's something new with you, Karen and Susan and Nick and Sean and Sherry. It's always something new with you. Yeah, it is something new because you're a dabbler. Now, again, not the end of the world, but at least maybe you know who you are. And we'll talk about how to be able to make these shifts quickly in the mindset and the identity. The next one, the defender. Now, they, in the past, have taken some opportunities because we don't take no opportunities, right? We have taken some opportunities. And then what happens is I step forward and I go, look, I'm gonna have some success. I've had some success, and I'm really good at tackling opposition. If it rears its head, I'm shutting it down. I'm gonna knock it out. I got this covered. However, if a new opportunity comes to pass, I'm very, very apprehensive because it could take away from my current success. This is the undefeated boxer, the person who's always had a great business, never lost a client. These people, they will not take opportunity because what if it sullies up what I've got? And so what they do is they live a stagnant, boxed-in life. Brendan would call
what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby. By the way, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Yo, DJ Rafi, you ready?
Having to switch it over to the direction of Marcos Fernandez.
Good afternoon, guys. How's it going today? Are you thinking like a martial artist? And I'm not just saying in the physical sense. If you are training in martial arts in the physical sense and you've enjoyed the benefits today, that's great. But what I'm referring to mostly is, are you thinking like a fighter who fights to control his or her mind each and every moment? How's that part going today? Are you living the martial arts way of living, which is being the best in everything we do, think, and say? So in every moment, even the simplest thing like brushing our teeth or sweeping a floor, we have to remember that the martial arts way of living is to do a simple task to the best of your ability and then enjoy the compounding effects of that in our life. So get back at it again. Believe that you can do it. Believe it. Never give up on thinking like a martial artist. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
One of the things that really upset me for a long time was the fact that I had great ideas and intentions and I wanted to manifest them, and I thought this is how it's going to manifest, and so I had all these visions of how things were going to unfold, and then I'd start a process and it wouldn't unfold, and then it would irritate me because it's like, I've got to make it work, Ultimately, I started to recognize when things didn't work, it was possibly because there were better ways to do it and I wasn't conscious of it. And so what I started to learn over a period of time was simply this. There's an old saying, there's a means to an end, and the idea, well, the end is your destination. And of course, the means are how you're going to get to that destination. Well, of course, all of us sit down and say, yeah, this is what I want. And then we start to figure out, well, this is what I'll do to get to those ends. I'll get to this and I'll get to this to get to the end. What I started to realize at some point was maybe my awareness of how to get to the end wasn't exactly accurate. And it turns out many of the times when things didn't work, and I was like so upset it didn't work, but it turned out, oh, there was a better way to get there and I didn't even know it. So the universe was really facilitating me and I wasn't paying attention. I was getting angry at the universe because it's not working in a way I want it to work. And then I started to realize at some point was, my God, maybe the universe has a better solution than the one I was even thinking of myself.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because the thing that saved me as an entrepreneur was watching the stories of other successful entrepreneurs, and I learned from their advice, I learned from their motivation, and honestly, I have no idea where I would be if I didn't have those videos to inspire me. I still need them for myself today too, and I hope that they can inspire you as well. So today, let's get some incredible motivation from the one and only Bruce Lipton. Enjoy.
I really learned over a period of time, it's very critical insight to help me get to where I am, is to focus on the end. What is it I really want? Put that focus together, and it's very critical. It's very interesting because a lot of people have, I would like this, and it's a broad general category, and then at some point it's like, well, it's not specific enough. You have to actually say what it is you want. I'll always remember I was looking for a special shirt to go to a Pink Floyd concert. And I just all of a sudden visualized, it'd be neat to have a Russian shirt, with a collar that goes across here and a couple of buttons down. And I thought, oh yeah, that would be really great. That would be a cool shirt. And then I stopped and I was thinking, where the heck do you get a shirt like that? I have no idea in the world. But I thought that would be pretty good. So I figured, I still got to get something. So I drive off to a mall up near San Francisco, and I walk into the mall, and there's a First Men's store over there, and I go, let's start looking. I have no idea. And I walk in, and of course, there's this big circular rack of sale clothes. And I thought, what the hell? It's only a Pink Floyd concert one night. Let's see what's in there. And I started going through the rack, and lo and behold, oh my God, a Russian shirt right in the middle of everything. And it was like the shock of, oh my God, there's a Russian shirt right here. The unfortunate part of it was I had the picture of a Russian shirt. I said, cool. I never said what the color was or anything else. I just said Russian shirt. And there was a Russian shirt. Color, gray. No color at all. Why? I didn't put in the concept of color, and the universe said, well, just give it to them in gray. And it was one of those things like, oh, be conscious of what you're asking for, because the more detail you put in, the more the universe can manifest a resolution. If you leave a lot of blanks in what you want, then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's random, whatever fills in the blank, because you never said what you wanted. You can have an idea of what you want, and that's important. But the most important part of that, just having an idea, is not just have a broad idea. I want X. And I go, no. What exactly do you want? Why? Go back to the principles of science, and the principles of science reveal something very important. That principle of science is this: consciousness is creating our life experiences. I go, well, that sounds new agey. I go, no, this is not new agey. This is the primary principle of quantum physics. We are creators. This is a fact. In fact, quantum physics says that, but now let me add one other fact. Epigenetics says the same thing, because epigenetics says your consciousness is controlling your behavior and your genes. And so it's time to stop for a second and recognize, where is your consciousness? What are you thinking about? And the idea is, start thinking all those very positive thoughts, but don't try and tell the universe how it's going to manifest, okay? You think of the picture. Let the universe get you there. And that's the most important lesson I've learned. I'm not telling the universe how I'm going to get there. I'm just saying, universe, this is where I want to go. And then the universe will take care of it. It's so powerful. It's so wonderful. And I never believed in it for the first 40, 50 years of my life, but I can tell you now, the life that I'm manifesting today is a consequence of just what I said. Focus on the end. Don't tell the universe the means to get there.
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Let's go!
We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Some days you'll feel like you're on top, but some days go down like a big old flop. But I know what to do when I'm feeling blue. I just gotta feel the groove. Don't care what others say. No one's gonna ruin my day. Put a smile on, don't be shy. Begin to dance, it's worth a try.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right, then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it off,
Turn around.
put your hands up, wave left to right, turn it around. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Now turn around.
Good evening, guys. How did it go today? Did you train as a martial artist, or did you have success in controlling your mind in that greatest fight that we all have, and that martial arts battle? Did you control your mind today and achieve successes in your life? I hope you did. If you didn't, we got another day tomorrow. We got forever to go. So we'll get back at it again. Now I want to share with you a personal story about martial arts for me. I've never trained in it. I've never taken it physically. I do aspire and want to do that one day. But I want to share a story of my daughters who for a time did train in martial arts. And I'm so grateful that they did. Even though it didn't last for them at that time, what it did was open my mind to the martial arts way of thinking and being. And I absolutely love it because I equate it to the power of the human mind. And so let's remember that as we go on the rest of our lives. Have a great evening, everyone.
I wrote the book every weekend for a year, and that was a great part of my journey of integrating those things, doing the research, finding out what science could explain the laws of attraction. But then actually it was the response to the book that I think really hit me emotionally, that how much people wanted a very clear, pragmatic explanation of what you have to do with your brain and your thinking and your feeling and your action to bring the things that you want into your life. So I'll start with visualization and vision boards. The science behind them is quite similar. So it's basically about 3 processes that happen in the brain, and they are selective filtering, selective attention, and value tagging. Basically, we're bombarded with so much information, and this has been the case for a long time, but if you read a copy of the New York Times today, you would receive as much information from that one newspaper as somebody would in their entire lifetime 100 years ago. And even then, they were overly bombarded with information. So the brain has a natural filtering mechanism, which is that you don't need to notice things that aren't really relevant to your survival. So, for example, you don't notice your clothes on your body all day. We need to direct that filtering system. Otherwise, in a way, we're still wired just to survive and reproduce.
Need motivation?
Watch Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because the thing that saved me as an entrepreneur was watching the stories of other successful entrepreneurs, and I learned from their advice, I learned from their motivation, and honestly, I have no idea where I would be if I didn't have those videos to inspire me. I still need them for myself today too, and I hope that they can inspire you as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Dr. Tara Sword-Bieber, and my take on her top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
Things that will help us to thrive in the modern world may not necessarily be filtered in unless we're presenting visual images to our brain on a daily basis, or sitting down and closing our eyes and, visualizing the things that we want in our life or a certain outcome. If we do those practices, then the next process comes in, which is selective attention, which is that you notice the things that you're visualizing or you have on your vision board. It's like when you buy a new car and then you suddenly see it everywhere. So it's basically priming your brain to notice opportunities that will take you closer to your goals. And then value tagging is the brain's system of putting things in order of importance. And it does this in 2 ways. It does it in a cold or logical way and a warm or emotional way. So the logical things are basically the survival, the basics that we need to survive, like roof over our head, food on the table. And the warmer things are the ones that we might choose to put on our vision board. So they're the things, our dreams, our desires, goals that show that we're thriving rather than just kind of, surviving. So by repeatedly exposing your brain to these images, you're priming it to not just notice, but also grasp the opportunities that will take you closer to what you want. And that's why I call vision boards action boards, because I don't believe that you can create this fantasy image and sit at home and wait for it to come true. I believe that you need to be out there networking, dating, whatever it is, to get the things that you want.
Rule number 2 is keep your brain healthy.
What are the things that we can do to improve our brain performance?
So we talk about things like rest, which is sleep, and also sort of downtime. Nutrition is super important. So the brain is obviously a tiny proportion of your body weight. and only weighs a few kilos, but it uses up to 30% of the breakdown products of what you eat. So when you're asleep, your brain is eating up 20% of what you ate that day. When you're at work and focused on something, it's using up about a quarter of what you eat. And when you're stressed, it's using up to 30%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so obviously people think, what should I eat if I want to be healthy generally, or I want to lose weight, or I want to build muscle mass? But the sorts of people that, like you and the people that I work with aren't thinking enough about what should I be eating so I can make the best decisions today? What should I be eating so I can solve complex problems? What should I be eating so I can understand what's going on, like in terms of interpersonal communication in with my team, for example? And then there's everything from hydration, exercise, breathing, mindfulness, curiosity. Yeah. Like there's so many factors that contribute to brain health, and they're probably not dissimilar to things as a doctor that you would know contribute to cardiovascular health or gastrointestinal health. But, we at Heights feel that if you approach everything with a brain care first attitude, then you're kind of taking care of the rest of the stuff. Like if you eat and drink in a way that's good for your brain, your skin and your hair are going to look nicer. I mean, and that sounds like such a girly thing to say, but people make a lot of really important choices based on what they look like. And that's fine. And that probably has like beneficial effects on our, our brains and our guts as well. But considering this organ is so energy hungry and it's so important in terms of everything else that happens in your body, I feel like we need to flip that narrative so that it's starting with, okay, what things can I do today that are going to be the best for my brain?
Rule number 3 is focus on the good things.
One of
And we end as we begin. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Well, the truth is, there's no ending. There's no beginning. Today we started, beginning like we always do, with our eyes closed, imagining going into the future. Only you can do that. Only we can do that. It's all possible through the power of our mind and our thoughts. But we have to control that mind and those thoughts. Because even they are not who we really are.